Hello, and once more, welcome to the bakery. I am so glad and happy I got asked again to do a little installment of the Lighthouse series. So today, or maybe for the ones that don't know me, my name is Mr. Baker. But not only is this my name, I also am a baker. And my father was before me and his father. Yes. I have a little bakery in 6th Avenue, just between the bookstore, it's an antique bookstore, and the vintage music store. Yes, right. You can visit us from Monday to Saturday. So there's something we didn't have the time to do last time, and I wanted to tell you about some of my own creations, which are a few. We are only going to have a look at one of them. You start out with a basic dough with a Yes, you actually can decide if this is a more white or darker dough. At the end it's your bread if you bake it yourself. So you start out with 800 grams of farmer's flour and 200 grams of wheat grist. You would further need 3 to 4 teaspoons of salt and 60 milliliters of water. Very simple. And 40 grams of yeast. The yeast is very important. I would use fresh yeast if I would be you. But it's your bread still. So you make that dough. Just a lot of kneading and mixing the ingredients together, and then you will need 150 grams of bacon. Just cut it into small cubes, and then you will take 150 grams of onion. This is maybe one large onion, and cut it into rings, like you would make onion rings. Which I heard was famous in America. And you also need 1 to 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Grind it freshly if you can. That adds a little bit more flavor. Yes. Just put the bacon into a pan and wait for the fat to separate from the meat, and just fry it until it's crispy. You do the same thing with the onion, not until it's crispy, until it's soft and a little bit brown. You may add some sugar that adds some taste and removes some of the bitterness if you don't like that. You mix both of these together. The onions don't need any salt, the bacon has enough salt, but add the pepper, and then you incorporate that with the dough. You put that into the oven, bake it, and you have a wonderful bacon onion bread. I wouldn't spread marmalade on it, but if you have it to a potato soup, or maybe pumpkin soup. My wife makes wonderful pumpkin soup. This tastes really great, especially because the pumpkin has some sweetness to it, so that's a great combination. And actually, then here's another bread that I have here, and that's a potato bread. I wouldn't eat that one to a soup, even so. And I would say first just listen to the sound it makes. it isn't as fresh as in the morning, but I think it still sounds great. So. You know, it doesn't really taste like potatoes. It's more like a little gimmick that it has potatoes in it. It has a special taste though that is very different from other kinds of bread. It's also a darker bread, as you can see. This works best with darker flour. I think it also has a very great crust. For those of you who don't like crust, it's kind of sad because in the crust there is actually most flavor. And, as it seems, most sounds as well. Oh, this piece, it has the most crust, but I think it also the most sound. Not that much. Well, maybe if we take a bite. Yes. And it tastes wonderful. It really does. But you know what they say? It tastes much better if you do it yourself. And you can do it, of course. This isn't that hard. You need a good oven. But I think it's possible to do at home. Maybe not quite as good as if you would buy it in a good bakery. But you know, give it a shot. Try it. This is just something very special for me, bread. This may sound stupid to you, but you know, everyone has this little thing in their life that's just very important to them, but maybe not to others. But that's okay, I guess. That's the reason why it's your special thing, I guess. And for me it's bread. I heard that for some of you it's actually sound. And I think bread sounds great, actually. If this would be fresh out of the oven, well, actually it's, you know, this is like, see how it kinda feathers, it isn't compressed now, the dough is still very fluffy. And if bread is still warm, it can happen that it sticks together like you would put much force on it. And it, yes, you know, it sticks in that form, which isn't that nice. And I don't want to waste any of this bread. That would be a shame. Let's put this to the side. Now we cut some more bread. You know, if you have just some loose pieces of bread, it's always best if you store them in some kind of fabric, not paper, and not in some kind of bread box that doesn't really work. It will just get doughy overnight. Maybe store it in a towel. That's the easiest way. That's the way my wife does it. And it keeps the bread fresh. I don't have to worry about that. We are going to have this bread for dinner, so this isn't going to waste, of course. Okay. I don't know if you will see me again after this, so I wish you the best and I hope you will have a good time. So, yes, a little goodbye from me already. But before we finish, have a last listen.